It's National Cheeseburger Day.
National Cheeseburger Day.
Well, why did you tell me that now? It's too late for me to have a cheeseburger, Keith.
Yeah, I had Chinese, so
they had a 50-cent McDouble on the app, so I got that.
Nice.
Damn it!
I just think it's funny because it's like, what are American holidays like? Well, imagine a cheeseburger.
It reminds me of a line in Gilmore Girls where somebody from France says, "As far as I can tell, all you Americans do on holidays is just eat and eat and eat and eat," and everybody's like, "Yeah, pretty much."
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to do on a holiday? Can somebody, like, I need somebody from a different country to tell me, other than like relax and do nothing, what else do you do for your holidays?
You can play Find the Pickle.
That's along the lines of relax and do nothing.
You can watch football. You can.
I do that.
Watch basketball.
I still eat while I do those things.
If you're in Michigan, you can play euchre with your family members and steal their pennies.
We never played for money.
The fuck is euchre?
Oh my God, Keith! It is the best card game ever.
Never mind. Don't.
It's a very Midwestern thing.
Don't even.
It's like spades, but it's different than spades.
It's the best game ever.
And we must be really excited to talk about Ghostbusters 2 because we're talking about everything in the fucking world other than Ghostbusters 2.
I want to know what the hell is going on.
3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Screen Share and Chill. My name is Kelly.
I'm Keith.
I'm Jamie.
And if this is your first time, welcome to the show. We are a group of friends that force each other to watch movies, sometimes against our will, and then we talk about it. We tell you what we think about it. And we talk about the Muppets, and we answer a bunch of questions about it. But today, we are doing the second half of our Ghostbusters series and the end of our years of series. And I picked Ghostbusters because Ghostbusters 1 was amazing, and I thought I remembered Ghostbusters 2 being amazing. And minor spoiler, I still don't know which way I'm going to vote, but it wasn't as good as I remembered it. And
I have a theory about that.
So, as far as Ghostbusters 2, my thought was I was going to really, really love it. And I'm coming into today, and usually I have my mind made up whether I'm giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Right now, I don't know. So I'm going to kind of leave it up to this conversation. This conversation is going to push me over the edge on one way or another. So it's kind of on y'all. If you guys can convince me that it was worth a thumbs up, I might do it. If not, then...
I 1,000% have a theory as to why you thought it was so much better from your memory. But we'll get into that later.
You got any tidbits and box office info and that kind of shit for us?
No, I don't have anything like that.
Are you professional or not?
I do actually have a couple of, I'm looking up the actual...
The fuck are you doing?
If this is your first time listening to us, I apologize that you're getting the late night version of Screen Share and Chill. And we are crazy.
Jamie, this is who we are.
No! Don't shut me up.
We are crazy when we record at night.
We don't apologize for who we are.
Yes, you
embrace yourself.
I apologize.
You can apologize for me, but I'm not apologizing for me.
I apologize for Kelly.
The budget was 30 to 40 million. I wish my budget worked like that. How much money did you make this week? I don't know. $1,000 to $10,000, something like that. Their box office draw was 215 million, so, they made quite a bit of money off this. And that's not even counting all the toys and stuff.
You can absolutely say that's your budget. Nobody's going to call you on it. You just spend the one because that's all you have. I'm just saying.
True. I mean, I can say whatever I want is my budget, but I mean, it doesn't actually matter. That's kind of what I'm getting at is that like, okay, so your budget is somewhere within a $10 million range. Cool. That's a nice problem to have that. I don't know. Could be 30, could be 40 million. Who knows? Who fucking knows? What is 10 million?
Who's keeping track
of
this
loan
shit?
of $10 million. Yeah. We're like the government. We don't actually keep track of these numbers. We're with the Pentagon, man. Back off. A couple little factors they used when the show was all said and done. This movie, of course, has a million pieces of trivia. I just picked a couple things that I thought were kind of interesting. They used 100,000 gallons of the pink slime that they ended up making.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that was fun to clean off of everything, and it kind of dissolved after a while. They said so it would break down very easily and very quickly. So they had to keep applying it during scenes. So imagine having wet shoes and wet socks, and now imagine it with like wet with goop, like the slime that's like caramelizing inside. Ugh.
And remember what we discussed the slime being last time.
Oh.
Yeah, now it's pink. So now it's got a little trickle of blood. I mean,
Holy shit.
Anger. It's got anger. It's anger-gism. That's what it is. It's anger-gism.
It's hate sex. It's hate sex. It's what the result of hate sex.
Yeah. This is what happens when you have sex when you're mad at somebody. This is the ooze. Secret of the ooze.
If this is your first time listening, I'd like to apologize.
I'm still not apologizing for anything. You cowardly mother. It's like I'm the FCC and you both work at a major corporation or something. You don't have to apologize.
I think that you have that backwards. I'm pretty sure the FCC makes everybody apologize.
Now.
Yeah, but it's not. It shouldn't have. We'll move past that. They added a couple of scenes when they got done filming this movie. They didn't feel like the focus test basically said that the ending did not fly. People did not feel like the Ghostbusters were in any real danger. They didn't feel that Vigo was really a solid bad guy. They weren't really afraid of him and such. So the filmmakers went back and added 2 scenes to the final product, and they had to bring everybody back after filming was done. So they're in post-production. They have to bring everybody back for a couple of scenes. And once you know it, you can kind of see it happening.
Yeah.
The 2 scenes that they brought everybody back for were the ghost train, where the heads are floating or whatever, they're on the spikes or whatever. And the other scene was when they were doing the photographs and all the photographs bust out into flames, which both of those can be totally easily done in closed, already made sets. They just got to get the actors back in their costumes and
can completely lift out of the movie without having any narrative difference because they're not mentioned anywhere else.
I see the reason for them being there, though.
I do. Absolutely.
I don't dislike those scenes or anything, so.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's kind of where I was at, that I agree with their reasoning, and I like the scenes, but I don't think the scenes address what they were trying to... Like, they didn't make me think
they
of
don't
Vigo's...
fix the issue.
Yeah, so, okay, whatever. Thanks for adding more cool... Because really, what do we want to see? We want to see the Ghostbusters interacting with each other and dealing with paranormal hijinks. And, and how do you deal with that with sarcasm and slightly autistic nerdy guys, that kind of thing. And that's all the random facts I have for right now, because I figure let's talk about our impressions of it instead.
Yeah, let's talk about the good. Who's going first?
Who wants to go first? I only have I have 4 notes in goods.
I have a few.
I have 6.
I do like that we start off showing the Ghostbusters suffering the consequences of their actions from the first one. Mm-hmm. It's realistic that they've been sued into oblivion, and since they are so good at their job, they've solved the ghost crisis, and there's no more ghosts to bust. So they're doing children's parties where the kids don't want them; they want He-Man.
So they have financial incentive to let ghosts out periodically.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They want there to be an outbreak all the time.
Ed and Lorraine Warren of them.
The Ecto-1 is all dirty. Everything's run down looking. I do really like the line after they come out of the party where all the kids are chanting for He-Man instead of them. Ray calls them ungrateful little yuppie larvae.
You just covered 2 of my 4 notes right there. 1, the fact that He-Man was in it, and 2 was that line, "You ungrateful little yuppie larva." That was great. Those 2 that's half of my goods right there.
I did realize that most of my goods are quotes. I really enjoyed The World of Psychics. That whole bit cracked me up so much. Just the ridiculousness of it, and how he's making fun of them and they're not realizing he's making fun of them. I loved it.
I love the woman, because she sounds kind of believable at first, and then she just slowly slides down the slide. And okay, you're
and Van Kimmen's face. Gotcha. Van Kimmen's face through that too is just it's so
Valentine's
well done.
Day. Yep. What a bummer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, just in general, Ernie Hudson. Can we get a clap for Ernie Hudson? Because have you seen the man lately?
Oh
he's
my God,
80 years
he's so
old.
Good.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to bring that up. He looks so good right now, and he's double my age, and he looks fucking good.
Yeah.
I would call him daddy any day of the week.
Well, that certainly calls for a dirty.
He's actually buff.
Mm-hmm.
Shit,
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, he's damn straight. So that was one of my goods.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with Egon, what he's doing post Ghostbusters, where he's studying the psychological effects of things, and like
Yes.
he has the kid in the room, and they give it a puppy, and he's like, "Let's see what happens when we take away the puppy." Cold scientist shit. Also, when Dana asks him, she's like, "Does Peter ever mention me?" And he says no, and then he scans her as she reacts to him
He
saying
wants to
no.
see, like, who knows if that's the truth or not.
Right.
He just wants to get the reaction out of it.
And basically anger, yeah. I also really liked when they were talking to Rick Moranis' character and asked him like why he goes to bat so hard for the Ghostbusters in court, and he's like, "'Cause one time I turned into a dog and they helped me." Just like I lost it at that one.
Once again,
Yeah.
awesome as their lawyer,
Yes.
just complete fucking total fucking fiasco. Like,
Yeah, like I didn't add Rick Moranis to my goods because I feel like I massaged him enough in the last one, you know? I mean, but he is good in this one. Again, much like a lot of the stuff in this movie, he's not as funny in this one as he is in the last one. Like his lawyer shtick is fun, but it's nowhere near as fun as him like sniffing fingers and butts and trying to pretend to be human for a while. That was wonderful.
speaking of Egon, he as a child, this might be weird, but as a child, Egon was my favorite, both in the cartoon and the toys and the movie.
That explains so much.
That is a little weird. Yeah, that's a little weird.
But that, I mean, he's got some of the best lines. I think it's Janine asked him, "Didn't you have toys as a kid?" And he's like, "I had part of a Slinky, but I straightened it." Like,
Yeah. Oh, I love that line. So wait, I thought you said in the last episode that Bill Murray or Venkman is one of your favorite characters. Is your favorite character in this? Are you are you basically saying anybody?
No. Peter became
Anybody but Ray is what I'm hearing.
Peter became my favorite character as I matured.
Oh,
But
okay.
as a child,
Okay.
I really liked Egon.
When you were like, you started having interest in girls, and you're like, okay, now I understand Venkman more.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
I like the fact that little small note, the judge is actually a Star Trek character, and if you'll remember, Keith, a long time ago, I made in the early days before the pod, I made you watch a couple episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. One of them was Duet, and it involved a Cardassian criminal that pretended to be like their version of Hitler kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was that actor. That judge from Ghostbusters 2 is the actor that plays that wonderfully dramatic role in Deep Space Nine Duet, which is one of my favorite episodes in that series. But
the way he says it, one of the lines that has always stuck with me from this movie is when he's shouting about the Scoleri brothers, and he's like, "The Scoleri brothers! I tried them for murder!" Like, I can hear that. I can call that up at any time in my mind. I don't know why, but he's got a very unique presence, I guess.
yeah.
Angry asshole. That's the presence. Just flat out angry asshole.
And he's good at playing snark and dark too. If you ever get around to watching some more of his stuff, that's why he's a little bit of an unsung person in this, but I recognize him from other stuff that I really enjoyed him in.
I freaking loved Rick Moranis in the courtroom, like the judicial misestrangement disorder, like all of it. The way he couldn't get out words, he was making up shit. It like that was probably my favorite part of the whole movie. Is just that, and it was just great.
Yeah, Rick Moranis is just a gem, and that was him, like, I don't know, this was his heyday, right? Like, I like his roles in this better than I like Spaceballs, even. Because Spaceballs is almost too hammy, whereas this is trying to be somewhat real, so he stands out more.
Right.
And Rick Moranis is fun when he stands out more.
Yeah.
The character Janosch, while a creep, is always funny to me.
Yes.
This
Ding, 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 ding. That's one of mine.
is everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this. He tells
Yet another character that I'm so shocked and dismayed that how did he not become a gay icon?
Right.
This man should be, like, clips of him should be in model shows and drag shows everywhere.
Well, he was chasing after Dana, so maybe he's just a somewhat effeminate man. He doesn't have to be gay.
It's the aesthetic. It's the vibe.
Yeah, I'm not even saying he's gay. It's just the way he talks and the way it's like I can hear gay men in my life saying his lines unwittingly, not knowing that they're quoting this guy from Ghostbusters.
He
It's
walked
the
so
sass.
David Rhodes could run.
Yeah,
Janosch walked
yeah.
so David Rhodes could run.
Because he's got enough of that sass but a little bit of the accent, and he's trying to be smooth, but he doesn't understand the language. It's a perfect blend. And he ends up kind of sneaking into another category too for other behaviors, but just like the way that this actor acted this character, brilliant. I thought that it was so entertaining to watch most of the time he was on screen.
I also really enjoyed when they were like, "Hey, do Ray, Egon." The look of joy on Egon's face at that moment, being asked to do that, to take Ray on and I think study him and see if he can make him miserable. It was great. I loved it. Little moment.
Well, he delights in some strange things.
Yeah.
He's strange and unusual.
It's a really great moment of just showing him embodying the character in the little tiny details, which is something I always love to see in a movie. Because yes, the big parts, the big arcs and stuff, yes, but when you're in the tiny little gestures, that's when you really know somebody's nailed the role.
Well, I'll talk about this in a later segment. We had mentioned that the ghosts and whatnot aren't particularly scary this time.
Or ghosting.
Or ghosting. But the two things that I really do enjoy and that I found scary is the what I call headlight eyes, and it's when Janosch, after being possessed, is leaving Dana's apartment after checking on her when the power goes out because the Ghostbusters accidentally knocked out all the power in the city. But he's walking down the hallway and his eyes just start making these beams, and it's that really that chilled me as a child. And also the Scoleri brothers themselves. I like the design. They're not scary. They look cartoony, but they kind of have the same thing going on with the big, huge circle glowing eyes. There's something very creepy about that to me. I can't really put my finger on it because yes, they are more cartoony, but they're big, huge, pupilless, white, glowing eyes. It's enough to freak me out, give me Uncanny Valley, I guess.
Yeah. I'm glad it had that effect on somebody.
That's what I think we all kind of hit on this afterwards, but I'm going to make it explicit now, is that I think part of what Ghostbusters 2 lost from Ghostbusters 1 is some of its genuine scary bits.
Yes.
Like Ghostbuster 1, we remember all the hammy bits, but what drew us in was there were some parts that were legitimately kind of scary the first time you watched them.
Right.
This movie, not so much, maybe a couple things if you're young or very susceptible to being scared by certain imagery, but for the most part, it was a very easy ride. It felt low stakes compared to the first one.
The first one built tension. There was tension built there like you would in any horror movie where you knew something was coming. You didn't know what it was. You were waiting with bated breath. This one had none of that.
It definitely telegraphed its villain and its villain's medium and all that stuff real early on. We knew who the bad guy was. We knew how he was going to do what he was doing. And then it was just a matter of them foiling it. And we stumble until we get to the end where they fumble it with a huge dance number with all of New York City joining in, of course.
I find Annie Potts smoking hot in this movie. That's in my good column.
That's my last good, is Janine is an icon.
And she, I had a crush on her in the cartoon. Not so much the first movie, but from the cartoon on, I was like, wow, Janine is hot. And this movie does a lot of sort of tapping into the cartoon a little bit, like Slimer looks more like he does in the cartoon. Janine has the red hair and a little more of she was sassy in the first one, but she's got the look now with
she's
the cartoon.
Much more colorful. Like her outfit is more colorful.
Yeah, her style.
She became very cartoony in just the colors that they chose and the style that she wore, and not necessarily just the cartoon of Ghostbusters, but overall in general. She is Technicolor.
There's the part where, because they're getting busy again, and she's, as their receptionist, she's like, Ghostbusters, what do you want? All pissed off, and then you hear somebody says something, and she's like, well, just don't go in there. There's like a room where chairs are like swirling around or whatever, and that's funny.
She says it with that Long Island accent. Don't go in there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Janine's style was such a night and day difference from the first one to this one that I absolutely loved it. And, it could be argued that this was comic booking it up and making it a little bit less realistic than the first one. But I didn't. Like, even from a child and to an adult, I had the same impression that she just changed. like getting a little bit of notoriety, making a little bit of money,
Yeah.
she was able to like express herself in ways that she wasn't before. And, you know, maybe she had some romantic relationships in between and stuff like that too. So like, whatever, it felt very natural progression to me that this was just Janine, the new Janine, not a new character, just somebody that had kind of tried to reinvent themselves a little bit more flashy, a little more color, a little like checkerboard outfits and stuff that were really fun. And that's the end of my goods.
Mine too.
When okay, well, I have a few that I'll rapid fire off. When Dana's staying with Peter, after her bathtub tries to eat the baby or whatever,
Eat the baby.
he comes home and she's not there, and he's like, "Oh no, and it's like, you think he thinks she left, and they're playing the sad music, and he's like, she cleaned, and I get that sentiment. Like, I'm somewhat of a messy person, and I know where everything is, even though it's not in its space. Every relationship I've been in, I've been like, you know, I've come home to a clean house, and I'm like, well, where the fuck is my screwdriver? And then she's like, where it goes, you know, in the drawer or in the toolbox. And I'm like, no, the screwdriver was on the floor next to the computer desk on top of the plate. And that's where I had it there for a reason. And so I 100% get that out of Peter.
You know what? You know how I found a way to like to smooth that over is I have my computer desk area where I play my video games, I make my music, all that stuff. And I always tell anybody I'm dating, especially if I'm living with them, you can organize the entire house. Yes, you can clean everything. You can organize. If you want to decorate the entire fucking house differently, go have at it. Be my guest. Have fun with that. But don't touch my fucking desk. Leave everything here alone. Even if you're like, why is there just a random paper clip hanging off of this cord?
There's a reason for
there.
that.
Yes,
I'm using that.
I leave myself notes like that. Yes, there's a reason why I put that there. And then, of course, you have that one girlfriend that's very, very courteous and considerate, and she's like, you know, I didn't move that paperclip, but I'm curious, what is that paperclip for? And I grab it. I'm like, oh, I just dropped this. And just throw it away.
And now you know why we're all single.
Right.
Well, you know.
Sort of like 7-Eleven. We're not always doing business, but we're always open.
That was nicely put.
Thank you.
Deeply broken individuals. Speaking of the slime tub thing, that was the first thing that spurred my interest in special effects, because I was reading some magazine that was talking about how they did that, and it was the tub was styrofoam or some kind of foam so that it would bend when there was pressure on it. And the slime was just a sleeve over like a molded cast, and that was somebody's arm, you know, reaching up and pinching. And it unlocked the whole special effects thing in my brain. And I was like, oh, that's really neat. And so then I started getting into like, you know, Tom Savini, who did the Living Dead stuff and Friday the 13th stuff, and from there, just like I know what a squib is, which is, if you don't know what a squib is, it's essentially usually a condom full of fake blood with a little electrical charge behind it that they tape all over actors so that when they get shot or something punches through them, you know, blood explodes out. And it's I've been fascinated with special effects ever since I first read about the tub effect in this movie. This movie instilled a lifelong fascination with special effects into me. So I put that in the good, because it's a joy that I have to read about and see good practical effects.
That's good. That's cool.
Yeah, and they weren't bad. The whole movie was good with the effects. I mean, all of my questions are more story based and such like that. Less with the, like, I can look past the effects. So yeah, none of them are bad enough to end up in my like ugly category.
Yeah, they don't end up in my bad or my ugly, but they do link back to my theory. So,
my last two are just a couple more Janosch lines where he's explaining to Dana. He's like, "All this will be mine and Vigo's." Well, mostly Vigo's.
That made me laugh.
Makes me laugh. Yeah. And then even when Vigo is telling you, he's like, the skies will run with rivers of blood. He's like, you've told me this. All of this. I've heard all this.
Because he's trying to get an answer. He asks him a question. He says, Almighty Vigo, tell me what will happen with this? The skies will run. He's kind of doing the rotating hand, like, yes, you've told me. Can we?
Yes, I've heard you told me all this before.
My lord.
I'm glad you brought that up because I had that down in my good, but I didn't remember where it was in the movie, so I didn't bring it up. But yes, that it was in my good too because I had laughed at that one.
And that's it. That's my good. So I guess that means that it's time to talk about the bad.
I'll start here. The timeline.
Okay.
It's been 5 years, and in 5 years, Dana dated Venkman, broke up with Venkman, got married, had a kid, got divorced. That's a lot in 5 years. Like a lot.
I don't know. That could be 2 years per relationship and a year single after.
I've seen it. I'm saying? I've seen it in real life. So
she needs to she needs to take some me time. She needs to first of all, the trauma she went through, she probably shouldn't date anybody for at least 2 years after becoming a
Definitely
dog.
not date one of the people that's working on her case.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
New York is big, baby. Go out, get Tinder, or go down to the local singles bar.
Yeah.
Trust me, you can find a million Venkmans. He's not that special, honey.
My girl just needs some me time. She needs to take a breath. She needs to heal herself from her trauma that she's now experienced twice, and also just maybe stay away from the guy who seems to be at the epicenter of all the trauma. I'm just saying.
Every time I hang out with Venkmans, spirits erupt from the earth and almost kill the entire city of New York. Yeah. I'm going to move to Los Angeles.
Exactly.
I cannot stand. I think some of you expressed joy in it, but I think it's so stupid. The Do Re Egon. It's so fucking cheesy. It makes me grit my teeth with cringe.
I like a little cringe.
The only thing that I like about that is the musicality of it, because the Do Re starts the basic triad, and then Egon's note turns it into like a spooky. So it's Do Re Egon, or something like that, where it's a little bit off. And I'm like, the musical part of my brain irks. And I'm like, you motherfucker, not only did you piss off the people in your group by not saying me, but you also pissed me off because that's not the fucking note. You're supposed to do a completely different note. So I enjoyed it because it felt like he was personally trying to piss me off a little bit and reaching through the screen and sticking his finger in my ear.
I always enjoy a little bit of camp and a little bit of cringe. I'm a simple girl sometimes.
Yeah, I get that. It's just, to me, I find it grating, and it doesn't. I'm like, this doesn't do anything for me. I guess with my arms folded and my feet stamping.
And then you put your hands up. Whatever.
Right.
Move on.
You got some bad for us, Kelly?
The informed consent violations, yet again. They're just doing experiments on people and changing them up on the fly without telling the people.
Sure.
Like, we brought in this couple that we told them that they're here for a therapy session, but they don't realize it, but we're going to torture them in some very passive ways while they're sitting here. That's horrible. That is so horrible. Again, not an ethics board in the United States or most countries that I'm aware of would approve even a pilot study with these kind of complete total violations of ethical standards.
It's like the community.
Bad science yet again.
The Community episode where they're doing the study. Do you remember that?
Right. Yep.
No, it's been a while.
Her whole purpose is just to see how.
It's going to be 15 more minutes.
We'll get started in 15 more minutes. Just wait.
Yeah.
15 more minutes.
They have to know going in. And that's why stuff like that is really difficult to study. I mean, hell, that's why, like, the Nazi records, when they did all these torturous things to human beings, those records were so sought after even after the Nazi regime fell, because we can't replicate those. We can't just freeze human beings to see how long a human body goes before it dies. That's completely unethical. So you have to, so anyways. Not to bring this back to Nazis, but another bad for me is hitting off of what you said earlier about the Ghostbusters accidentally taking out all of the power in New York City with touching one very, very precarious pipe with their brushing it with his leg pretty much. Like, okay, sure. Like, do you understand that we have power grids and I'm not some kind of electrical engineer, but I'm pretty sure things wouldn't work that way.
Even more to the point, power lines don't run through water pipes.
Yeah, that's a little weird to have it running right there with the water.
Like, he took out a water pipe and the power went out. That's kind of backwards and weird. It doesn't work that way.
a rusty water pipe that didn't really seem to connect to anything.
Right.
And he just bumped it and it fell off, and that now all the power in the entirety of New York City goes out. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure in order for the power in New York City to go out, the power in like the tri-state area is going to be at risk. So, whatever. I'm nitpicking. This is totally me picking a nit. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters 2, you're doing the Keith cross arms. Whatever. Just move past this. It's not that big of a deal. And you're right.
I
only have
somebody else give me a bad.
I have to call out the fact I have 4 left. So, Bankman calling the lawyer kitten, it grated on my nerves. I wanted to punch him. I wanted to punch my TV. Like, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. How dare you call a woman who is in a position of power and at the top of her game kitten like she is nothing. Oh, that was it. I was done. I hated Bankman from that point on. Like, I was done.
Yeah, it's the casual sexism of the 80s, but turned up because this is one of those moments where we're taught, at least we were taught in the 80s, it's okay to be a little bit sexist if the person is your opponent or they've done something to wrong you.
Right.
Kind of like my dad using racial slurs, but only when certain people would piss him off.
Right.
He didn't really think that, all blank people were blank, but only when they pissed him off. And then it was okay to use the slurs. And that's what this feels like the same kind of problem to me.
Halt, listener! You violated the law of not sharing our podcast. So please, share our podcast with your friends and loved ones, people that you think would like it, people that you think are cool, people that you want to think you are cool. It really helps us. We have no advertising budget to speak of, and word of mouth is all we have going. And it's been pretty nice so far, but we'd like a little more.
Yeah.
You need to start doing your part, listener.
Yeah, we're doing our part. You all need to step up your game a little bit. No, not really. Just the main thing is tell your friends, but also remember to subscribe on the apps. So don't just ever look for us every week. Let your app remind you. It's there for your convenience. We're doing this for your convenience. So download our episodes and, maybe even jump over to our YouTube or one of our other social medias and subscribe there. And speaking of social media,
we have lots of different options for you. You could be on YouTube with us or on Blue Sky, Insta, Facebook, Discord. We even have a Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/screenshare. You can give us money. We like money.
Money's good. Money is objectively evil, but for
it's the abuse of money is objectively evil. Just having the money is fine. Just don't abuse people with it. Don't hit people with your stack of $100 bills, and you're fine.
Or you could hit us with your stacks of $100 bills, and we'll watch a movie for you. Also, why don't you review us? We'll read your review on the air. Someone was telling me that Spotify, they couldn't find a place to put text for review, only numbers for the stars. You can comment on our YouTube, comment on our Spotify episodes. We'll read those.
You can even comment on Spotify now.
Yeah, exactly.
They've added that ability, so comment anywhere, and we'll let you. We'll read it on the air.
Comment anywhere that is our social media. If you just comment on somebody random social media, they're probably not going to understand what's going on, and we won't see it.
Yeah. If you went to the Star Wars fan page and said, "I love Screen Share and Chill. Their chemistry is really fun," people might be like, "Who the fuck are you?" And they might delete your comment.
But if you drop our link there and share, now you're doing the real work.
Right. And like we said, you can rent us a movie on Ko-Fi, or you can force us to watch a movie of your choosing. We have the Years of series going on right now. Maybe you have a whole series that you would like us to watch.
We're courting the whales now, huh?
Hey, you gotta go big, right? You gotta ask for what you want.
They still gotta pay for each individual movie, right?
Yes. Yes.
And it's always cracks me up, all the weird random movies that people suggest to me when they start watching the podcast, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to even review that. It could be really fucking funny, but either way, you can force us. Right. You can force us to try to get through a horrible movie, or force us to watch a childhood favorite of yours that we haven't touched on yet to see what we think of it. Because chances are, if it's good, we'll agree. But if it's not, be prepared.
You could even have us watch some epic, life-changing movie that you've seen as an adult that you think every person should see. If you pay us, we'll watch it.
And we just do these ads like Keith was saying, because, word of mouth is really important to us. As a small, independent podcast, we don't have a network to lean on. We don't have a lot of ad agencies or anything like that. So we rely on you and ourselves to do all of the marketing on shoestring budgets. None of the three of us are independently wealthy. We're not even independently, moderately comfortable or anything like that.
We're independently poor.
Please help us. Yes, we're... Or we can just go, we're collectively poor.
Yeah.
That's so do us a favor, do your part, and help the podcast anyway. We appreciate you being a loyal listener. But for now, let's get back to the show.
The soundtrack was such a great addition and part of the movie and part of the players in the first movie that it was so sorely lacking. And it stood out like a sore thumb in spots. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Bobby Brown. No.
That was the only bright spot for me. Like, I like the Bobby Brown song. As much as I hate Bobby Brown, he's not a good guy. I get it. But that song is one of those where it's stuck in my teenage mind, and I can still quote large portions of it to this day, 30 years later.
Memorability doesn't make it
I'm
good.
with you. It's just... No, I mean, I like it. I enjoy the groove to the Take Control or whatever it's called. It's not, which is a fitting song for somebody like Bobby Brown to be singing, but whatever.
It's not that the song itself is bad. It doesn't fit the movie. It doesn't fit the vibe of the movie. That's what I don't like about it. It's like it takes you out of the setting and it's its whole other entity that just removes me from the movie when I hear it.
To me, it kind of went hand in hand with, like, this movie felt very corporate. For the first time in my life, I felt the corporate hand when I went to go to the movies. Because everything around me had the Ghostbusters with the 2 sign sticking out. And whether I was going to McDonald's, Burger King, going to the mall, going to pay my electric bill, not that I was paying an electric bill at whatever, 13 years
I would
old
hope
or whatever I
not,
was.
for real.
But it felt very corporate, and this felt like Bobby Brown, a big artist of the day. You know, he's signed on to Ghostbusters as well. Ghostbusters 2, and that's a big deal. And it felt in universe, it felt like, well, the Ghostbusters are a big enough deal that somebody like Bobby Brown would be singing a song and dedicating it to the Ghostbusters. And maybe that's just young me trying to rationalize product placement and all that shit, or basically the over corporatization, the McDonald'sization of the media. But I don't know. At the time, it didn't bother me as much. But I do agree with you that overall the music was just meh. I'm
pretty sure we have a very rare clip of Kelly defending capitalism there. Just saying.
No, it was that I at a young age I liked it and I didn't mind it that much. The summer of Batman, if you were a Batman fan, was fucking wonderful. Like seeing the Batman logo everywhere you went, it was a magical time for one summer, and then it just went away.
The whole Statue of Liberty thing is a jumping of the shark, in my opinion. Completely unbelievable. Like I can buy the Stay Puft Marshmallow showing up because it's like a ghost summoning an entity. I do not buy that you spray mood slime on the inside of a statue and suddenly
angry jizz. Yeah. Statue of Liberty is powered by angry jizz.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm pretty sure that's the title for the episode.
You're not going to hear that kind of stuff anywhere else.
Just powered by angry jizz and put a copyright symbol at the end of it, and that gets me.
It reeks of sequel cop out. It's like, well, how do we beat the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Oh, it reeks like dirty sock.
There's got to be a better way to say that.
Okay, I'm done talking about the Statue of Liberty and her jizz.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I mean that's it. It's just it's like how do we top a big walking marshmallow? Oh, I got it. The Statue of Liberty.
Walking down the street as a big giant.
For me. Yeah.
Well, two things to that. One, it's so obvious a Go USA, and I hated, even when I was a kid, I hated when movies did that. Go USA! Like, okay, we get it. Everybody, you're trying to get everybody that watches this movie in the United States to get tribal against the rest of the world, and whatever. The second thing is, and it kind of fills into my next point, that the Ghostbusters have a weird authority in New York City. Think about how much property damage. Let's buy this, that the Statue of fucking Liberty is traipsing through the streets, tearing up all the fucking roads, knocking down fucking buildings, crashing cars. How many people did they kill with the Statue of Liberty and all the collateral damage? Like, it's insane. I had a friend of mine, I was telling them we were doing the pod, and she was like, I want you to just figure out how much cost this incurred on the average taxpayer of New York City, and break that down per capita and figure out how much is the average person paying so that the Ghostbusters can listen to fucking old school rock and roll and walk down Main Street with a fucking Statue of Liberty. So stupid.
And on top of all of that, it was poorly handled. Like, you have the shots of the Statue of Liberty and your continuity can't even keep straight what ways it's facing from moment to moment. The hands in the air, the hands on the ground, the hands in the air, the hands on the ground. Just simple things like that. Just absolute stupidity.
It's no wonder to me that the execs were getting bad feedback on the ending, because even with those 2 added scenes, the ending was still pretty lackluster. I mean, I was kind of checked out before we got there, but once the ending started, it was about 20 minutes of me just kind of going, all right, whatever. Like, I don't hate it, but this is not fun. It's not fun to watch it.
No.
So maybe that was their problem. Instead of adding those 2 scenes earlier, they should have rewrote the fucking ending of the script and had them do something a little bit more interesting than take a joyride on the fucking Statue of Liberty.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And just in general, I didn't feel any sort of tension with Vigo. Like, I didn't. He wasn't scary. I didn't feel like, oh.
Neither did Dana.
It just wasn't like, oh yes, this is bad. And if we let this happen, bad things are going to, it just was like stupid. I don't know. It just didn't hit.
They needed Mads Mikkelsen to be a little bit older, and he would have been the perfect person. They wouldn't have had to bring in Max von Sydow to do the voice over this other guy's face. Because that was Mads, right? Like, we all, I don't know, looking at it now, I'm like, oh, this was just miscast. You needed Mads Mikkelsen in there.
Something.
Or how do you say his name? It's like Mash or something?
Please,
everybody pronounces it.
Please don't ask me to try to pronounce Dutch. I saw a video last night pronouncing a bunch of the Dutch actors' names, and I will slaughter it.
I thought I heard somewhere that it pronounces almost like mash, but with a harder sh, so it's like match.
This is America, buddy. His name is Mads, because that's what the letters say. All right?
And he's mad all the time, because it's right there in his name.
My last bad note help me with this, because I have no idea what it means. I wrote down Apple camera. Does that fucking mean anything to anybody? Oh, I know what it was. It was it was the effect when they push Vigo's head back into the painting, and it's doing that weird pinpoint thing on his nose, and it looks like the one of the Apple camera filters that makes draws everything into a point, you know?
Yeah.
It was such a basic, like, out of the box effect. It's like, what are we fucking doing here,
right?
Guys?
Hey, at the time, it was probably cutting edge.
I guess.
I have a couple more bads here. Egon is obviously fucking the slime, right? Egon is fucking the slime.
That was implied.
Well, didn't he straight up said, he didn't straight up say it, but they hinted at it, and he didn't deny it, and he walked away sheepishly.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's fucking, and to get further, and he kind of implied that to get further testing and to get comprehensive testing, he had to test sexual experiences with the slime present.
Yeah, so he was...
I mean, I'm curious what that means. Does he make something out of the slime? Does he use it as lube? I mean,
he makes more slime.
Have you never had like this little slime canister and you just poke your finger in it? That's what he was doing.
I thought that conversation was going a different direction right there.
I don't have one of those to poke in my slime, okay? I only have my finger. Just saying.
Oh, I just had a brilliant idea. What about a retro...
so terrified by where this is going.
a retro-inspired...
Does it rhyme with Tengu Cup?
Kind of. It's
a smesh smite.
No, yeah. It's the fleshlight made to look like one of the old vats of slime that you could buy.
Oh God,
a Slimerlight. Slimerlight.
I'm sure that exists out there somewhere.
God, a Slimer fleshlight. It's just a green.
I'm just saying, Slimer looks like he gives sloppy toppy. That's.
Why do you do this?
See, this is what happens when we record at night. This is what happens when we record at night.
Oh, I pounded. I spiked right before I got here, and I'm so happy I did. Let's see if Editing Kelly agrees with me.
Dirty.
Editing Kelly needs to bleep the word so you say pounded.
I will take that under consideration. All right, so my last two bad, I'll just nail them out real quick. One, it's just not as funny as the first one.
Nope.
Even all their planned jokes and all their staged jokes, none of them land as hard as the first one. Same with Rick Moranis. He's funny, but not quite as funny as he was in the first one. Everything is just turned down just a little bit, and that sucks. Two, and it kind of piggybacks off of your point, I probably should have said it when you said it, but Dana just deserves better in general. And because I feel so sympathetic for her love life at this point, I don't buy the romance.
Right.
I don't see what she sees in Peter Venkman at all.
Yep.
Like, you've already been down that road, and he disappointed you. Like, sometimes a guy like him will score a woman way out of his league, but once she sees through the bullshit, there ain't no coming back, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from experience. There ain't no coming back.
Yep.
My last bad is the heads in the subway. I mean, you could see the lines that they were tethered to very clearly. Like, it's very obvious, and that was really, really poorly done. And I know that they did it on the fly, but still, come on now. Come on.
Oh, that's why I thought they were on spikes?
Yeah, it probably looked better in a theater, not in high definition, but once you have it on high definition screens in good quality with correct color grading and whatnot, you could clearly see.
Man, I don't want to hear that because, like, I just watched some clips after watching the new Superman movie. I went back and watched some of the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, and it holds up just fine. Like, I didn't see any fucking strings. Like, it's not great compared to the new shit, but it doesn't, like, this is 10 years later. Come on.
Fair enough. That's all our bad?
Good old Christopher Leaves.
Well, he did.
Oh!
Christ almighty. All right, let's talk about the ugly. I only have one. I'm going to go first. The fucking baby. The baby is ugly as sin. Oscar the baby. That is an ugly baby.
Wow. And I was not expecting that. Like, what the fuck did the baby do? It didn't look that ugly.
And actually, I'll do you one better. It was actually twins because of underage filming laws. So it was two ugly babies.
Wow. Keith comes out swinging on the ugly.
I mean,
am I alone here? Like, Jamie, did you find the babies repulsive to look at?
No, like, they didn't stand out to me at all.
Oh, really?
They just look like normal babies. Like, they had moments where they look like cute babies and moments they look like they were angry babies.
Nah,
and they just look like a normal baby to me.
That was an ugly ass baby.
Okay.
That's my only ugly.
Wow. The only ugly was the ugly baby. Wow. Jesus Christ. And you think I'm off the rails talking about Slimer giving head? Come on.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I thought the baby was hideous. So.
Jamie is in snort territory. Uh-oh. I sure hope you're recording, Jamie, because that would be... Oh, Jesus. Jamie, you're all right. Jamie, are you okay? Really got her with the ugly baby.
I mean, what can I say?
I'm at that point where my cheeks hurt from smiling and laughing too much during this episode.
I guess y'all don't agree with me.
I'm literally crying over here.
No, not at all. The baby was fine.
Oh, good Lord.
I don't know what that baby did to you, but good Lord, man.
What made you laugh so hard, Jamie? That is my only note is the ugly baby.
I think so. I don't know. The whole situation, I don't know. You'll have to listen back, I guess. I don't know what it was. It was just one of those things that it hit and then it just kept going, you know, where you can't stop. Yeah.
Yeah. And the laughter itself becomes contagious.
Mm-hmm.
I only have one bad, and it's like kind of serious.
Ugly?
So why don't you go, Jamie?
You mean ugly?
Yeah, one ugly, and it's kind of serious. So why don't you?
Mine is the painting at the end turning into the fucking Ghostbusters in this like
Incredibly stupid,
overly happy, sappy, goopy, cheesy BS way. That was that to me, it's indicative of the larger issue that I have with the movie as a whole. Is that's what they did to this movie. They dumbed it down. They made it super kid friendly, super cartoony, and super sappy all around. It just, that picture
It's one of those things, a lot like I told Kelly earlier, kind of like TMNT 2, where it became bigger than itself and couldn't support its own weight and loses sight of what it actually was in the process.
Yep. That picture is just solidifies the entire problem with the movie and symbolizes everything that was wrong with it, to me. So, that's it, Kel. Your turn.
I would like to add a small point to my bad column that I forgot to bring up. I kind of brushed past it when I said the Ghostbusters have a weird authority.
Mm-hmm.
The scene that brought that to my attention was them invading the museum and just expecting all the museum employees to get out of their way and let them touch the paintings that they're restoring at will and stuff. I was like, what the why? I would be like, no, get out. Somebody call the police and get these fucking private citizens with nuclear reactors on their back out of my fucking museum. Anyways, my ugly. I didn't have one when I was watching the movie. This ugly came to me afterwards when I was doing a little bit of research into it. And Ernie Hudson, I don't know if you're familiar with his feelings about how he was handled during the Ghostbusters duo of movies. But in the first movie, when they got done, he felt that he was the victim of racism during the filming of the first movie. In the sense of, like, not that his co-stars were being, horrible to him or anything like that, but the fact that he was given a very small part. He felt like he was a token player that they just kind of threw in at the last moment, so they weren't all white guys. And then he was not given any good lines. He was given a very small amount of lines, and none of them were exceptionally funny, and yada, yada. And then when they asked him to come back for the second movie, he said, only if you improve on this and you give me more to do and you make my character a little bit more important to the story so I don't feel like a token player. And they said, yeah, we got you. And apparently, I might be wrong, but the report that I read was after the movie came out, Ernie came out and said, I'm never doing one of these movies again. Because they and I don't, maybe he didn't straight up say it, but the implication I took from it was that they lied. And they said they were going to give him more to do, or he filmed more scenes and they just didn't make it into the final cut. But either way, Ernie Hudson walked out of this basically crying racism for both movies and then saying he'll never work on this franchise again because of it. Or something, maybe that was an old story. Maybe he's come around now and he'd be willing to sign a new paycheck for that. But that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
He's in the new ones.
But
so.
Well, there you go.
I do remember hearing that story now that you say that when the new one came out, like it was very hard for them to get him in the new ones. He was in the first one very limitedly and there was a lot of hassle to get him there because he just really didn't want to do it. He wanted nothing to do with it.
And when you got an actor like Ernie Hudson, that he's a quality actor, he's a good-looking guy. He could be the lead in a show, I believe. And and he just gets relegated to token black man in a lot of the scenes, and that sucks. So that's it. That's all I got for my uglies.
Yeah, like I said, I think that the reason that you have good memories of this, because I also had good memories of this from my past as well. This is very much a kid's movie. I mean, really, it is. It is played up to the cartoon that we were all watching at the time. The costumes look very much like the cartoon. They started with the darker Ghostbusters uniform and went back because people recognized the lighter color because that's what the cartoon used. Janine looks very cartoony. They cartoon Slimer up. The ghosts, the whatever brothers, they are straight out of the cartoon. They look like the cartoon ghosts did. Everything about this movie is a children's movie. So watching it as a child, it's great. Watching it as an adult, you realize that it's really not that good of a movie.
Especially directly after the first one.
That's my theory.
Yeah, going 1-to-1, that was a hard drop off. And maybe that's why I don't feel as much connection with it too, because I didn't watch the cartoon. I mean, I watched a lot of cartoons during this era. I think it was...
Me too.
I think it was that Ghostbusters was on Channel 20 and the cartoon that I liked instead was on 50, because those were the stations around my area. Or it came on like after I already had to leave for school or something. I just know I probably have only seen like one episode of the Ghostbusters cartoon, if that, just because I just never watched it as part of my regular rotation of cartoons.
You have no excuse because it was a Saturday morning cartoon.
It was one of my favorites.
Are you kidding me? I missed a lot of Saturday morning cartoons because if I was given the option of waking up and watching cartoons or sleeping in, I always chose to sleep in. Don't wake me up.
Yeah,
to watch a cartoon.
I only got to watch cartoons on Saturday morning because Dad didn't care about the TV until like noon. That was the only time I got the TV, was Saturday morning.
Oh, and see, most of my cartoons were in the morning before school and after school if I got home early enough. But usually it was in the morning before school, waiting waiting for the bus or waiting for my mom to get ready or something like that. So, all right. So those are the good, bad, and the ugly thoughts that we had watching Ghostbusters 2. But we have 3 and one more question to finalize our talk about this. And the first question that we talk about is, if you were to replace the entire cast of this movie with Muppets while keeping one human, who would the human be?
Janosch.
Oscar the baby.
I like Janos. I think that is wonderful. Having Janos pray to a Muppet god, Vigo, and him acting weak compared to everybody, that would be wonderful.
And Vigo would totally be Sam the Eagle, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I'm even thinking, like, it would be kind of fun to watch Ernie Hudson be the only human amidst all of the Muppets. That would be kind of fun, and that would be a little jab in the face of the producers that, did
I think
what they did.
I think it would be funny to have an ugly ass little baby be the only human surrounded by Muppets that are incompetent.
So you're talking about bringing on new babies for this role and casting them specifically for their ugliness?
No, just the one that's already there.
Keith is gonna use the archival footage of the ugly baby.
I wanted to.
He's gonna find a way to Photoshop that and make that our episode art for this episode.
On my drive home, I was thinking about which Muppets would be which of the Ghostbusters in this movie, and the reason I didn't pick Janosch is because Gonzo is clearly Janosch in a Muppet version of this. You don't think?
No.
You don't think?
No.
Oh.
See, because I see Fozzie being Ray, and like Dr. Teeth could be Venkman.
To me, Janos is the sweetest chef. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I could see that.
Every time he's talking to Vigo,
Who is maybe Beaker is Egon? Does that work?
Or Dr. Bunsen is Egon.
Yeah, except for his lines, the me. Egon has too many good
Dr.
lines.
Bunsen.
I don't want to steal them with the me stuff.
Dr. Bunsen is Egon.
Oh yeah, Dr. Bunsen. Yeah.
And then then that would turn Rick Moranis' character into Beaker. Maybe?
No,
okay.
I would say Beaker would be
because they have a father-son dynamic a little bit.
Or Beaker is just his assistant in the lab, because he has an assistant when he's in the lab and stuff.
Oh, true.
Anyways, we've devolved.
Yeah.
Bring it back in.
Our next question. What would the promotional popcorn bucket look like for this Statue of Liberty head?
It's the slime flashlight.
Yeah, the Slimer. They don't give you popcorn buckets. They give you the Slimerlight as part of it.
Oh, it could be the toaster, the slime-filled toaster.
No, I was just thinking they'll give you the Slimerlight, and when you open it up, it's a different color. So if it's green, it's slow ooze. If it's red, it's angry ooze. Like it depends on how you interact with it will be depending on the color. If it's blue, you have to take your time. If it's red, you have to do it hard.
You're thinking about this in way too much clarity. And
Yep.
Hey, you're the one that's still obsessing over a baby, my friends.
I mean, it was... come on, man. Really? That's an ugly baby.
I gotta look at this baby again. I have to look it up again.
It has like a bulbous nose and just like a
most babies have a bulbous nose.
Like a shitty idiot face. I don't know, man. It's an ugly baby.
Wow. So the actor that played this part was his name is and his email address is. So everybody send him a copy of this podcast and let's.
I don't think it's an unattractive baby at all. Like I'm looking at it again. It's John Denver's nephews, by the way.
Well, you know what?
He was calling their face Rocky Mountain.
Jesus.
All right. So our final question is. The most valuable part could be a person, could be the actor, could be a set design, could be something eccentric, or esoteric. But who is your favorite part, or what is your favorite part of this movie?
I think for this one, I got to give it to Janosch.
I love Janosch. Yeah. I think he was so much fun.
Me and my friend still say to each other jokingly, and it's a funny line. Is "Why am I drippings with goo?"
anytime you find yourself asking that question, there are bigger questions that come with it.
Again, dirty.
Amen.
Drippings Visgoo is a staple in my drippings.
Hey, I'm right there with you. That Janosz is my MVP as well. He was the most memorable part of this movie to me.
He is amazing, and I'm only going differently because I want to be contrarian. And I already said that my favorite part, the funniest part, was to me the Rick Moranis' scenes in the courtroom. Specifically, just his lines and his scenes and his reactions. Yeah,
that was probably the funniest, most condensed, funny part of the movie was Rick Moranis being the lawyer.
Yeah, his nervous energy, everything about it is very good.
Misspeaking the legalese terms that have nothing to do with what he's
literally
talking about.
The worst lawyer ever. And he says, I'm a tax lawyer. Well, I know I shouldn't be here.
Yep. I mean, he's got a point. So, all right. So those were our 3 questions. And really what it comes down to is the final question. The only question that really matters. And that is, when it comes to Ghostbusters 2, did you enjoy it and would you give it a thumbs up?
You really want to do this? Here. Now? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's do it!
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go thumbs down. I don't think my life was made better or that I missed out on anything if I hadn't seen this. It's a thumbs down for me, I guess. It's a close one, but it's thumbs down.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up only because I can't give it a thumbs down because Ghostbusters was such a huge part of my life and the nostalgia carries it. I can't give it a thumbs down, but like, what a drop off from the first one, honestly. If we're looking.
So you're basically saying, I like the first one so much that I'm going to give this one the benefit of the doubt. That's weak sauce, man. Weak sauce.
I like the Ghostbusters so much that I'm going to give this the
Did you like
up.
the Ghostbusters in this movie?
I did like the Ghostbusters in this movie. I don't think there was enough of them doing the usual Ghostbusting thing, but I can't give it a thumbs down. So that's the kind of thumbs up that it's getting.
Yeah, it's close, and even when we started, I didn't know which way I was going to vote. But now that I'm thinking back on it, I don't want to watch this again. I might go back and watch the Yano scenes. I might go back and take a look at the baby just to make sure it's not this horrible chud that Keith is describing.
I sent it through their chat.
But overall, I'm going to give the movie a thumbs down. It's a close thumbs down, but it is... And maybe... I was thinking maybe I was going to be like you, and how much I loved 1 was going to influence this vote in a positive way, but it kind of goes the other way that if this was just Plumbers, the movie, and this is what we got, I might have enjoyed it. But because it was Ghostbusters 2, it's almost like, how dare you? How dare you? So like, it feels very similar to how I felt about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. That like, you had a good thing going here, and you shit the bed, buddy. You shit the bed.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang on. First of all, it's very depressing that it's a picture of a baby and the headline says Ghostbusters 2 actor Henry Dushendorf has died.
Holy
so that's fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah, you're the one that's calling him ugly too. That ugly baby died, and you're on here spending your time in front of a mic telling us how ugly he was as a baby.
I mean, look at these. Look at the second picture. The picture on the right and underneath the top picture, that's a fucking ugly baby.
He looks like he's in the process of farting. Like, everybody makes bad faces. Overall, the baby is fine. It just looks like a normal baby.
You've just described it perfectly. The entire time that the baby is there, it looks like it's in the process of farting. It's an ugly baby.
I hate to break it to you, friend, but that's pretty much all babies do.
I don't know. It's...
Little shit machines.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's an ugly baby.
Okay, we might need to run a poll on that.
Those were our thoughts on Ghostbusters 2. We hope you enjoyed listeing to them as much as we obviously enjoyed recording them. And speaking of which, we didn't bring it up. We didn't bring it up at the beginning, but we're sorry. Last week got cut off. I wanted to do this on mic with Jamie here. Like, we got cut off a little bit last week, but she's here and it's still working, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
We're still recording.
We're still
and
recording.
Good.
We got my snorting laughter.
Look at that, audience.
I wasn't kidnapped by our good friend.
We're trying our best.
Because I disparaged his movie. He didn't kidnap me and squirrel me away somewhere.
And I feel bad because a lot of your points in Ghostbusters 1 were really cool points, so I tried to include our conversation afterwards so that our listeners could still get a hint of what you were talking about. If you ever heard, like, at the second half of our last episode, Keith and I going, oh, that's a great point. Well, we're responding to Jamie's off-mic point that we lost the recording of, so... But hopefully we've got this solved and won't happen again. And if we do, we'll try to make it funny at least. So.
Best we can do.
All right, though. So for Screen Share and Chill, my name is Kelly.
I'm Keith.
I'm just kidding. I'm Jamie. I just had to pretend like I wasn't recording anymore.
Oh, God damn you, Jamie. She can't keep getting away with this.
Everybody, stop what you're doing and... just look up that ugly baby. Vindicate me, please.
We need to run a poll.
Jesus
we need
Christ,
to run a poll.
This dead baby. Wow.
Well,
Keith cancel. That's it. From what I hear, the FCC is going to be calling us to make sure that you're taken off the air. So
I mean, only one of them is dead. There's 2 babies. Only one of them died.
God, that's even more grim. The twin left alone in an uncaring world. But anyway, now that one baby is dead, he can be busted and properly.
He got rid of the dead weight.
He can be busted.
He can fly high.
He can be busted and put into a containment
Jesus
unit.
Christ.
Where he doesn't have to ever bother anyone with his ugliness ever again.
Keith, after we have to remove you because of the FCC pressure, you're also going to hell after you die. So
it was worth it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to call the police. You go ahead, call them. Call anybody you want. They can't do anything